What's going on, everybody? This is Damien Jaxxyn from the Midnight Drive. With me today, I have Jessica and Sergio from Anaria. How you guys doing today?
We're doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Once again, apologies for we were supposed to do this a little bit earlier, time constraints and time zones and stuff. But
Yeah, it happens.
I'd love to have you on. So I got some questions. I got my list of questions, but also going to try to add some stuff naturally, and also with this time constraint, trying to keep it a little tight. So, want to ask, how did you meet?
well, Sergio and I met via band mix for another project. The rest of the band has kind of been collected over the past year and a half,
Yeah,
right?
something like that.
Year
Yeah.
and a half. But Dan and I, Dan's the rhythm guitarist, we met back in 2014, around there, I think, and kind of conceptualized this project from the ashes of an old project that I was involved with called Events Ethos. So
Mm.
that's like dating way, way back. And then for the past year and a half, 2 years, we've kind of been cruising along with Sergio's help. He's been doing a lot.
Yeah. Didn't you meet Dan on Band Mix too?
Yeah, I met Dan on Band
Band
Mix
Mix
too.
is the place to be, I
Yeah,
guess.
go
What's
find your
band mix?
It's a place to find musicians for your
Mm,
projects.
I had to check that out.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Where did the band name come from?
So if you put a space between N aria, it's N aria, which is a piece from opera for solo.
Wow,
Yeah,
that is very unique. Like you wouldn't think about that.
you
Yeah.
wouldn't. A lot of people ask, and it's actually very simple.
Yeah. I mean, that is yeah, a very unique way. Like you wouldn't think for like a rock band that they would use like something from yeah, that is
Yeah, yeah. Well, we have a lot of our roots in symphonic metal, so we, have some of those classical, neoclassical influences. We've since grown out of that particular genre. Now we consider ourselves more hard rock, modern metal, more in line with that. We are doing a lot more with synths than we are with orchestrations.
right. Well, getting getting onto that, uh,
Yeah.
what kind of influenced your music process or wanting to get into like the rock and metal?
Like what caused us to want to get into rock and metal, like way back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I heard bands like Evanescence, Lacuna Coil, and Nightwish, and I was like, dang, I want to do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I saw a lot of shred guitarists when I was younger. It just looked like sorcery to me, so I wanted to learn that. And that was my gateway to all the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just takes that one and it's like I need more.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. It's an addiction.
All right. So you said like Evanescence stuff like that. Are they like are they who you listen to get into your like writing process for the music, or is it other things inside of that?
We actually listen to a lot of different things to get into the process, including like video game soundtracks.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Mm.
weird stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. There's, I
that's the
mean,
first time I've heard that one. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of video game stuff. Jamming out to a lot of more modern metal bands like Spirit Box. Um, let's see, what else? Like for me, I actually listen to a lot of like chill step because it just kind of gets me in a nice mood and gets me thinking about melodies in an interesting way.
a
Yeah.
Spirit Box gets mentioned a lot from the like past interviews I've done. But what video games are like soundtracks are you can
That's you.
Like Doom 2016. Uh,
yes.
Mick
Yes.
Gordon. Mick Gordon's a
Hmm.
huge influence on our current stuff, I will say. At least the guitar writing and like some of the drum stuff and production.
And some of those like deep dark grooves.
Yeah.
Are you
Jessica and we have Skyrim soundtrack going in the house 24/7. So,
are you guys
uh,
gamers?
when we can,
We're not like hardcore gamers, but we
yeah,
do love playing
yeah.
games.
Back in the day, probably a bit more.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
for
when we
sure.
had time.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that Doom 2016 has been in like heavy rotation with me. Like I've had it when it came out. I had like an Xbox 360, and I'm pretty sure I have it on my PS5. So I've had it multiple times. I'm pretty sure like four or five like
Hell yeah.
consoles I've had. It's like it's on my Switch.
So, are you psyched for Dark Ages then?
Yes, I am. Because man, it looks great. The fact that he has a gun or whatever that just smashes up skulls and to just use it as projectile is
Oh,
amazing. And then has like his version like a Captain America shield that is just a saw blade. Like,
yeah.
what?
I know. It's so good.
Yeah.
Uh,
I can we could talk about video games forever, but I want to keep you on track because I don't want you to be late.
yeah, yeah.
Um, what have been some of the highs and lows of your that you've experienced with being in the band? Or is like going on the road and stuff like that?
So we have not been on the road yet, but we are making plans for it.
Yeah, no big tours yet.
No, no, but
Upcoming though.
yeah, upcoming for sure. We're definitely headed in that direction. We were actually a studio project for a really long time.
Mm.
Um, we started gigging again late last year,
Yeah.
which we're very excited about because
Mm.
actually didn't have a live lineup for a really long time. It was basically just me and him in the
Drummers are like
studio.
unicorns in this industry. If you can find a good drummer, hold on to them.
Yeah, yeah. And we have one. But
Yeah.
yeah, highs and lows. Lows have been getting together the live lineup. That's
Yeah.
just been it's been painful, but we have really good people on board now. We're really excited about it.
Very
They
talented
yeah,
musicians.
very talented and great personalities.
Mm.
So
Lady Gaga sharing our video. That was
yep,
cool.
Lady Gaga reshared our video on TikTok, which was really awesome. We've been, kind of getting recognized a little bit by some other people that are, a bit more higher tier than us in the music industry, which has been really cool. Um, that's been fun.
Yeah.
More highs is just the songwriting.
Yeah.
Every time we write something new, it's something a little bit different, so it's always just really exciting.
Yeah. Our album Holding Cell was it like 3 days ago was the 1 year anniversary, and it's got 1.2 million streams on it just on Spotify. So that was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of projects, you actually have one coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got the
I
one
mean,
every
yeah,
month.
yeah, yeah. One new song every month is what we're doing, but full album drop in September is what we're planning for, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. But
Can't wait to hear it.
yeah, so we
Thank you.
just dropped a single last week, which was Curtain Fall, and then we'll have another one coming out maybe at the end of this month, maybe beginning of May. We
Yeah,
haven't
we'll
we
see.
haven't picked the date yet, but that's the next one, and that is called Spark of Life. We're doing a music video for that one as well. We do music videos for a lot of our songs. We do it all in-house. All of the recording, all of the video stuff, we do it all ourselves.
All of our photos, all the engineering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of it ourselves.
That has to be like the hardest part of everything is just
It's the most fun part for a
It
lot
also
of
has
it.
it
those are
has
definitely skills that you're gaining too.
yeah.
Yeah.
It has its challenges, but the rewards are great.
Hmm.
So you're saying you were like a studio project? It was mean like you well because you said you all met on like band mix, but was it just like the people that like your record label was like putting you together, or was it just
No, we put ourselves together. But I mean the band came into fruition in like 2014, and then with that lineup, it gigged for a little while. We played out through about 2016, and then we have members leave, want to go do other things, so it got put on the back burner, indefinite hiatus. Met this guy late 2016, and he's like, "Hey, you should do something with this project. It's really cool." Put out some stuff with him towards the end of 2017, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then really started cranking on things in when did Exile come out?
2020, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
around like 2019, 2020 is when we started to like kind of building a lot more steam.
Oh, no, wait. Yeah.
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 Yeah, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done like two more albums, a bunch of covers and singles, and
Yeah.
so studio project meaning we're just putting out releases for a while, and then we just started gigging, as Jeff said, late last year.
Yep. Yep. Which is very exciting.
Yeah.
yeah? Well, I can't wait for you guys to start like touring and getting out there. Hopefully, you can come to where I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We can be in the same time zone.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Where are you based out of, actually?
New Hampshire.
Yeah, we usually
Uh,
Every-
just tell people Boston.
Yeah, but I mean, Boston is like the closest like major city to us.
mm,
I mean, we're both from Massachusetts, but we live in New Hampshire, so.
Yeah.
is it expensive to live out in like Massachusetts and New Hampshire?
Massachusetts is very expensive. New Hampshire's not too bad.
Yeah, New Hampshire is not bad at all. Depending on where you live in New Hampshire, it's different by county.
Yeah.
Because you're like where I am now in Champaign Urbana, it's like it's depending on the area, it can be pretty pricey or it could be decent. But like yeah, Chicago, it's like to try to find a 1 bedroom apartment, it's going to be about damn near 2 grand.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it's like around here too.
Yeah. Well,
Not
closer
where we
closer to
live,
Boston.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
yeah, I would say up near us it's more like 1200 or something for something like that.
yeah.
So,
I think I gotta ask this, but you actually which bands does it inspire you in your process? Who would you like to collaborate with if you had the
oh,
chance?
so many. Top of the list for us is Villa Velo from him.
Yep.
Within Temptation, we would love to collaborate with them. They're great. Who else?
Oh, I don't know. Once Nevermore becomes a band again, I would say for me, Nevermore would be sick.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Nice. I mean, there's so many artists that if they contacted me tomorrow and they're like, "You want to do a collab?" I would be like, "Yes, absolutely." Like people like Chris Daughtry, some of those really great rock vocalists. Like it would be fantastic to duet with them.
Yeah. We have a couple cooking right now.
Yep. We'll see how they go.
Yeah.
I've asked this to people before on interviews. Have you ever been on like the shows like American Idol, America's Got Talent, stuff like that?
No, I haven't been on it. I've auditioned.
Yeah.
Uh,
I've auditioned, but I didn't get very far. It's reality television. It's all scripted. They're only looking for certain things. You could get lucky, but it's definitely not something you could base your career on.
I definitely get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But how was the process of that though? Like, was it exciting? Were you like nervous at the time?
I was pretty nervous. When I first tried out for American Idol, I was like 17 years old. And I flew out to California to go try out, and the whole process was kind of disheartening for me because they told us and announced to the stadium that we were in, they're like, we have all our main contestants now, so we're just looking for funny and interesting people. So it's really hard to go into a situation like that when you're like, oh, like I'm taking this very seriously, and my voice is everything to me, and you show up and they're already basically rejecting you from the start. So it's like, why
Hmm.
am I even here? Why did I spend this money?
And it's like you did all that to get out there and just like, oh yeah, we have our people. This is just a formality at this point.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
It's,
that sucks.
it's reality TV. It's basically a casting call. It's not like we're looking for talent. They're looking for a cast, which is completely different than a talent show.
Man, which you would think for like those shows that they would actually want talent, but
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, American Idol, especially back in the day, too. They wanted like some of those like interesting or funny people that weren't actually there because singing is their dream. It was, like this person put on this crazy costume and they sound terrible, but hey, it makes for good entertainment, right?
yeah. Honestly, I think the big thing about those shows is like you put yourself out there, and then even if you are like a great singer, like I like there's a girl by the name of Wiani who
Hmm.
she's like 20, but she sounds like she's five, literally.
Hmm.
But when she actually sings, she has like the voice of like Jennifer Hudson. Like it's crazy. Yeah,
One of
it
my
Nice.
is crazy.
favorites.
Yeah.
Look her up later. Like I'll send you a thing. But yeah, she is
Yeah.
crazy good. I don't know how far she made it, but and
Nice.
there was like Chris Daughtry, there was like Kobe Calais, who she did
Yeah.
the same thing. She auditioned. I don't think she made it that far, or to even make it out of like that. And they make it huge afterwards. So hopefully that'll be the same with you. Where it's like, hey, I went on there. They
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was a formality, but now I'm bigger than what that is. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris Daughtry went on there and they were using his song as like the elimination song.
Yeah, I know. He's amazing. And I mean, there have been some really great contestants that have come through there. I mean, Kelly Clarkson has a phenomenal voice.
Yeah.
So, and there are, there are a bunch of people, people that won or people that made the final 10, like they're all really good. And there's even people that, just hit the audition process, but it gave them something to kind of propel them towards success. So, like, you can definitely still get something out of it, but, it's definitely not something that you can rely on.
I definitely think it is more like going on the show, seeing what you got, and then just taking it as inspiration
Hmm.
than actually getting on the show and trying to win, because it
Yep.
does seem like when you win, you're not really getting too much. Like I think Kelly Clarkson is probably the most relevant out of all the winners, really,
Yep.
because she's still doing stuff. Maybe
She is. Yeah. Yeah. She's doing a lot still.
yeah. So yeah, it probably is a good thing that you probably didn't get onto the show because you're still gonna get your success outside of it. Like you got that moment and you like use that as fuel for like inspiration and
Yep.
just a hint of spite.
Yep. Yep. Just that little
Mhm.
spark.
All right. What is your Mount Rushmore of rock?
Vodkin, probably.
Huh?
Uh, Metal Fest over in Germany. Vodkin.
Are you talking about location or heads?
Heads.
Heads. So the people that you would feature on Mount
Oh,
Rushmore.
oh,
Yeah.
man. That is a tough one. Put Dio on there.
Dio for sure.
Yeah.
Haven't
Um,
had Dio yet.
That's weird, man. I feel like Dio needs to be on
yeah.
there.
Yeah. I don't know. I personally would put Leslie Hale up there.
Yeah, that's a
Mm.
good one.
Yeah.
Do you have to put Ozzy up there? Like,
Like, is it like
is it a requirement?
might
I
be
don't
a
know.
requirement?
Yeah, put Ozzy and then a bat right next to him. I don't know.
Who else?
I don't know. Do you need one instrumentalist up there?
Yeah, I mean, it can't just be front people.
Put Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath,
I
maybe?
mean, this is your Mount Rushmore. You can have it
Oh,
however
oh,
it
well,
Yeah,
is.
that'd
yeah.
be totally different
It's
then.
Like
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
no,
your personal thing.
yeah.
like whoever you think belongs up
Oh
there.
man, I put like Jeff Loomis, Jason Becker, Sean Lane, and let's see. I'll put a drummer up there and put Luke Holland up there. Why not?
Hmm. I feel like Bruce Dickinson is a good contender as well. Let's see. Ann Wilson from Heart.
Hmm.
She's incredible. Yeah. I mean, it's a good grouping right there. It's more
For
than
sure.
more than
That
the
for
amount of
sure.
people that are actually on Mount Rushmore, but you know.
Yeah, that is a top-notch list right there. I know you say you've gigged here and there, but haven't been touring. What has been your favorite place to play, and where is somewhere that you would like to play? When once you do tour and get big.
Hmm. Well, we know the answer to the second part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wacken is like top of the list for
For playing it.
Wacken open air. Where's that? Germany?
Yeah, Germany.
Germany. That's like top of the list for places we would want to play.
Hmm.
Places that we have played. We played a few good
I
venues.
feel like the Palladium's gotta be up there.
Yeah, like I enjoyed playing the Palladium. He wasn't with the band at that time, but we did open for Lacuna Coil at the Palladium on the big
Hmm.
stage, and that was like freaking awesome. Loved
Where is
that.
that?
That is in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of big artists have played there. How about you? You've played a lot of places.
Yeah. I do like the Palladium.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good stage. It's
yeah,
just the theater. Like, it's an old theater too, so it's really cool.
yeah. It's just vibes.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's kind of like home in a way,
Yeah.
like in a weird way.
Yeah, it's one of those places where you grow up and you see like all your favorite metal bands play.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So like being able to get up there yourself is, it's just an honor.
Nice. And you said, what was it in Germany?
Wacken open air.
yeah.
That's like top of the list where we want to play.
See, I've had one band who talked about Germany. It was we had a lot of like Pacific Northwest or like Madison Square Garden, Japan.
Hmm.
So yeah, like that is awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I can access to. This will be the last question. Once again, appreciate you having on. I know you got a time constraint.
Yeah, yeah, no worries.
Uh, what, well, whether it is back at home in Massachusetts or anywhere you've been to before, what is your favorite place to get food?
To get food
Right at home.
right at
When
home.
we got the grill going and,
Yeah. Yeah, we cook pretty great food at home. But that said, one of my favorite restaurants to go to is this little place in my hometown, which is Stoneham, Massachusetts, Rang Indian Bistro. Yeah, they make a mean chicken tikka masala. It is so good. I love it.
Sap House Meadery
They're
in
good too.
Ossipee. Yeah.
Ossipee, yeah,
Yeah, really good place.
yeah.
What's the spice level? Are we going hot on chicken masala or we going
No,
mild?
She's going mild.
I'm going
Yeah.
mild. He'll go a little hotter than me sometimes, but I'm all about the flavor.
Yeah. I'll
See,
take
Yeah, yeah.
what are you gonna say?
I'll take the heat any day. I love spicy food, so
See, I'm a mild or medium guy. Like I'm not big on like super spicy. Like I want the flavor of it. But like there are sometimes I'm like I'll take a little bit of a kick here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd rather enjoy it and not be hurting. Like
Not be crying as you're eating.
yeah, like I'm the same thing with people with like try to get hot wings. Just like no, like I don't want to be sitting there and my mouth is on fire and then I can't like if I wipe my eyes, I gotta make sure I'm not using my hand.
yeah.
I'm not trying to have hot sauce in my eye and then I'm burning in two places.
Yeah, absolutely. Hmm.
But yeah, so where you guys from? Is it like a big place?
As far as like our hometowns or
Yeah.
I mean, I'm from the suburbs of Boston.
Okay.
You're from
Technically the same. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You're
Yeah.
just a little bit more west of where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with Dan. He's from like southern New Hampshire.
Yep, Dan's from southern New
I think
Hampshire.
Matt's from Lowell, Massachusetts,
Yeah,
which some people
same
know Lowell. It's
same
been in like
area.
movies and stuff.
I know that from like wrestling.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. Um, John is,
Burbs.
yeah, in the burbs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
John's in the burbs too. So
yeah. And then we live in the mountains now in
yeah,
New
we live
Hampshire.
Mm.
up in the White Mountains, New Hampshire now, which is nice. We have our own house up here with a recording studio. So
Is it like a huge rock scene out in that area?
no,
No,
No.
no, absolutely not.
it's not horrible, but there's like very few established good venues to play at,
Hmm.
you know.
Which is why we're looking to get out of here as soon as possible and get out to some other places where the rock scene is bigger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Are you
Yeah,
like you looking more like on the Pacific Northwest? Are you looking more in the Midwest?
everywhere,
Everywhere. Yeah, we're
everywhere.
looking from Midwest to across the pond and playing Europe next year.
Hmm.
So
Hell yeah. That's a
Yeah,
lofty goal right there. And I
yeah,
know you
yeah,
guys can do it.
yeah. We've got big dreams.
yeah.
Well, hope everything works out for you. I can't wait to see you on tour. Hopefully you come to at least Chicago and try to do some stuff. I'll see you out
Oh,
there.
Yeah.
Maybe if you can come
Chicago's
out.
on the list.
If
Yeah,
you if you can come to Champaign, Urbana, that'd be cool too. But I don't mind taking a drive. Or
yeah,
even
yeah.
like St. Louis.
Yeah. So funny enough, we were supposed to play in the Chicago area in I think it was 2015. We had started booking a little tour,
Mm.
and we had a keyboardist at the time, and he decided he didn't want to be in the band anymore. So he kind of just left us high and dry, and we relied very heavily on the keyboards at that time. So we're like, well, we can't do it. So, but we were supposed to be out there, I think, for this. I think it was called Dame Nation, maybe was the name of the festival. But yeah, we were supposed to be at that, but it didn't happen, unfortunately.
Hopefully we can see you on like a Lollapalooza stage or something like a Warped Tour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But
Absolutely.
all right, I appreciate you being on, and
Yeah.
Thank you.
don't want
Thank
to
you.
keep you too long, but I want to let people know where they can find you. You got a song coming out, I believe, this week or something like that, or you already
We
have one
had
coming.
we had one drop last week and we'll have another one towards the end of this month. So we're, pretty much a new song every week with a new video for the most part.
Mhm.
We might not do videos for all of them going forward because it is a lot of work and we do it ourselves. But yeah, new song every month. We're on everything, everywhere that people stream music. We're on there. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok for however long it decides to stick around for. And then whatever the next platform is, we'll be on that too.
Gotta get that blue sky and red note.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah, we'll head over to those two. We'll just be on everything. And of course, people can always sign up for our mailing list. That is the best way to keep in touch with us. It is anariamusic.com. You just go on there, sign up. We've got some cool t-shirts and CDs and stuff on our website. Best way to show any artist support is to buy directly from them or through Bandcamp. Bandcamp's great too. Yeah, I think that's everything.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, cool.
All right, appreciate you being on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, no problem. All right, everybody, we out of here.